Something would have happened to me too, because all those fucking dolls got on me when I was trying to lure them away, which
But I think you
backfired.
managed. I don't think you got restrained, did you? Or
I thought I got restrained a little, but I don't know. Maybe I can't remember. It was years ago.
yeah, Sean might have additional DM notes on what we did or didn't notice when he does
Um,
the recap.
yeah, I mean, I'll fill you in here shortly, I imagine. How long are we? Where's Logos at? Did we ever get an ETA or anything?
I mean, he said he's going to be late, and I already told him that we're just going to puppet him like a marionette if we need to.
Yeah.
So I would say you could probably start the recap, and if he joins late, so be it. I think.
Yeah,
So
he was
Last time he said he
leaving.
was going to be a few minutes late. He didn't get on until 9:30. So
So is it like normal time late or like late late?
it's
I
hard
would-
to tell.
I'm gonna guess 9:15 he pops on.
I'll go 9:13.
Let's see. It's 8:44 now. I'm going to go
He said he was-
9:07.
Yeah, he said he was leaving the gym at I think 9:18. So I'd say maybe I don't know.
All right. Well, I think we could probably get started and then just kind of fill him in. So let's start with this recap then. Last session began in the realm of Shadowfell, within the upper floors of Stan's pub, as the party takes up watch, allowing one another a long rest. After recuperating, the party heads out into the town of Raptor in the direction of the Ducal Manor, passing a bit of a street scuffle as well as a very alluring bar known as the Red Curtain. Coming to a tall, wrought iron gate at the edge of the manor's estate, the party encounters a crow become vampire. After a bit of dialogue, this lesser vampire is commanded to allow the party to pass in a voice that is not his own, and the gate creaks open. The party approaches and enters the manor to find an endless and repeating hall. After finding out how to press a bit deeper into the manor, they discover a couple of rooms. One, a bedroom with a nasty trap, and another, a child's room with a doll demon, a possessed swarm of hundreds of dolls. After overcoming the latter, a shadow darts to an upstairs room and slams the door, but not before a child's voice cries out in delight, "Ooh, guests!" And that is where we are now.
I'm sorry, what did the voice say? My dog decided then to shake wildly and I missed it.
Ooh, guests.
That's not good.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Creepy children creep me out. Did anyone catch a glimpse of it?
Is it still in view of us, or did it run away?
So the shadow you just saw kind of like darting out of the corner of the eye as it it seems to be on the upper level. Here, give me just a second. I'll drop you a pic.
Renwick's gonna start like fumbling with his spell component pouch as he's like looking around and seeing this creepy shadow and hearing voices and doors slamming and shit. Fucking vampires, fucking all his fucking fists, and all of a sudden you see his tentacles a little presses to his chest, and he's going to cast protection from good and evil.
Okay, yeah, good. So as you guys, let me kind of give you the layout of what you guys have kind of came into. So you're basically in like a foyer. There's like a red carpeted area that kind of covers the barren stone. There's like a couch facing a fireplace that I believe Logos had lit. And so there's a bit of a fire going. And to the left and right of this kind of like foyer is staircases that lead upward to an upper level. Now, from the ground floor, you can see two doors, one on the left, one on the right. And I believe the perception check alluded to the shadow darting off to the right and the door then slamming. So this is kind of where you guys find yourselves now, on the bottom floor of this foyer, and to the left and right of you are the doors that lead into the rooms you had just previously explored, the child's bedroom and the personal chambers.
I cast. When did I cast? I cast Daylight on Locus's mace. When was that? It was back in the hallway, I think. Has it been an hour since then? It was when we were still
We'll
in the
say half hour, so you still got like 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So Locus, your mace is still glowing like a sun.
And I'll hold my mace up, see if I can see anything.
Okay, yeah, give me a perception check as you kind of scan the room.
Well,
So as you kind of scan the room, you notice that the daylight spell kind of seems to warp the material. Whenever you walk the daylight over, say like the carpet, in the darkness, it looks like a beautiful, masterly crafted, velvet carpet. But when you shine the light on it, it's withered and has moth holes and is very dingy and just kind of discolored. And that seems to be the general effect with everything. As you kind of look around with the, shine the light on the sofa, it goes from being a plush, lavish sofa to, several holes and bits of fluff poking out. And same with even like the wallpaper. It looks plush and a very kind of like royal aesthetic, like wallpaper type of thing going on that just withers as soon as you shine the light on it. But aside from that, everything seems to be relatively normal.
yeah, I'm not seeing anything, but you know what? Cleaning would be a lot easier if I could just put up a spell.
Yeah, you never really have to clean it all. Just make it look all nice. All right, so are we gonna follow this disembodied voice, or should we keep moving further in?
Well, I think it's important to remember that we're here for two things, and two things specifically, and that's Baracus and Nayla. So I'd rather not be getting sidetracked on bullshit in this creepy mansion if we can avoid it.
I'd have to agree with Renwick. I don't feel like going on any wild goose chases down some random hallway again and getting lost for hours.
Yeah, maybe just keep moving forward and just have one of us watching our backs to make sure it doesn't sneak up on us. Well, should we go upstairs then?
Quick question before we leave this room: is there any way that we could bar the side doors if we're going to move up the stairs?
You can certainly try. Do you have some materials or a way of doing this?
That's a great question. I mean, if there's like any furniture in the room that we could maybe push in front, just to like try to secure these doors a little bit, if we're gonna keep moving forward.
Hold up. Do the doors open into the hallway or into the room? Like in or out?
The door into the hallway opens into this room. The infinite hallway, rather. The door opens into the room. However, the doors to your immediate left and right, the rooms you have already explored, those also open into the, leading into the room, not into the room you guys are in.
Okay, crazy idea here.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say.
What if we tie a rope on both knobs so that when they try to open the door into the room from one, it's going to pull on the other door and they won't be able to open it.
God damn it! That's exactly what I was gonna say. You're beautiful. Yeah, we'll take a length of rope and we'll just tie the two doorknobs together, just so neither door can open before we move forward.
It is going to take, about 40 feet of rope, but, if you just mark it off your inventory as you guys tie some thorough knots. I imagine, Renwick, with your sailing background, it'll be not too hard at all to fasten a rope to these door handles.
Some like Home Alone trickery shit.
I do have one length of hempen rope that's 50 feet if we need it.
Just keep yours. I'll burn mine for this, and then if we happen to pass by on the way out, then maybe I get my rope back. If not, I can just buy some more in the next town.
Yeah.
Assuming I survive. And if not, it won't fucking matter. So
All right.
So yeah, as Renwick goes about, tying these door handles to one another, kind of securing them for the time being. What are the rest of you doing? Anything in particular?
So we tied one door to the other door
Correct.
across the hall, or was it double doors on each side and we sealed it?
Double doors on each side, and you sealed it for the room you're in. So you've essentially found a way to barricade both the bed chambers and the children's doll room.
Because if we want to save your rope, we can have Gladier break a chain on this 10 feet of chain. Then I can use a ring of mending and just make a complete circle.
I think we might be overcomplicating it. I'm fine burning a thing of rope for the sake of being able to move down the hallway.
Then let's move.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
forward.
So as you guys kind of move forward into the room, you get right up on this this sofa. It's a plush, very fine velvets and different little like silver trim and things that kind of make it look fairly higher end in quality, at least until you shine light upon it. Shining light upon it reveals it to be a ratty, dingy, kind of worn down sofa. And it's pulled right up next to this fireplace, and above that is like a railing, 10, 15 feet above this fireplace. And the railing is almost like a balcony, kind of looking down on the foyer you're in. But you essentially have two staircases separating you guys from two doors on the upper floor. So as you kind of approach this this sofa, this bit of furniture, you have a choice: left or right stairway, left or right door. You guys kind of tell me how you proceed.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see the two doors at the top of the stairway. Oh, flip a coin, heads. left, tails right.
One thing you will notice as you guys kind of approach this sofa, hanging on the walls here, uh, um, more pictures of Nayla and Baracus, but they are uh, very vampiric looking pictures, paintings, canvas paintings, and things. More vampire esque looking than the like proper nobility pictures from the never ending hall.
I would like to draw a couple dicks on some of the paintings as we walk by.
Okay, great. You have like a forgery kit or something?
I'm sure I have something, and if not, then I will just carve dicks with my rapier.
Excellent. A few poorly, or actually, why don't you roll a sleight of hand? Like how a veiny, triumphant bastard, or like just like a stick figure dick? Like,
Just you said sleight of hand, or is it flat dexterity?
no, I'll do sleight of hand.
Word. That is 1, but on the reroll, 21.
So you place some expertly, pretty. Not only are they believable penis and phallic symbols everywhere, but you put them in key locations to where it looks like Baracus has a dick in each hand in one photo, and then the next looks like Nayla has a penis of her own, and it's very tasteful as you kind of move your way through this foyer. The fire kind of crackles, and aside from that, just silence, the sounds of your own breath.
Can we listen at either door and see if we can hear anything on the other side?
Which door?
I'll take the left. Somebody else wants to take the right.
Maybe somebody else. Locust, you want to take the right?
Sure, I'll take the right.
All right, left door. That's fucking another 1, and then a nat 20 though for a 28. Thank God for halfling
Oh,
luck.
damn.
I think that's the only race I can ever play.
I was thinking that today. Like, side note, I watched a dice rolling machine roll something crazy, like I don't know, 200 d6s at once, and it was a phenomenal roll because like all of them came out to be ones. Like it rolled 1 4, 1 3, and like 198 ones, and I thought of you, Dakota.
I'm honored that you think of me, but it makes me sad as to why. But I mean, my luck serves true. Renwick's the only character that I haven't completely just flopped on constantly, and it's because of halfling luck.
Okay, so what am I rolling?
Perception check as you make your way to the door.
A 14 on perception.
Okay, so we'll start with you. You make your way to the door and you kind of listen, but nothing. You don't get any, you hear the light crackle of the fire on the floor beneath you, but nothing in particular sound wise. However, you do notice as you get particularly close to the door to kind of, press an ear to it, it stinks. It stinks like garbage and maybe rancid meat. It smells foul. Renwick, on the other hand, as you press your ear to the door, what you hear is a very beautiful tune. With a nat 20, I'll even give you, you hear someone playing an organ or perhaps a piano, and the melody just reverberates through the other room, the room on the other side of this door. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. And yeah, but aside from that, it's a pretty standard door.
Well, this room smells like Logus's bedroom. So I wouldn't recommend going in there.
Well, there's a rather pleasant song coming out of this one, and I don't know about you guys, but Baracus and Nayla strike me as the type of rich, prissy people that would know how to play an organ, let alone have one in their own house. So I think this might be the right way.
That's as sound as logic as I think we'll get.
Yeah, let's go check it out. And I'll kind of put my head up against the door to listen to the music as well.
Does Blade know the song?
Ooh.
Well, give me a history check, Blade.
Oh shit. History. I'm not gonna know jack shit. Oh, actually, fucking yeah. I got a +4. I can do this. God damn it. No, I can't. 9.
Yeah, probably something by Beethoven or Frederick Chopin, Da 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 dum, ba da da dum, ba da da dum. Kind of a classical tune, but which one you're not sure.
I'll just turn back and be like, I mean, it sounds nice to the untrained ear, but it sounds a little sloppy. He's not using his pinky.
Fair enough. Well, while he's playing the tune, I'm gonna try to use that to my advantage. And can I attempt to crack the door and take a peek inside? And if it's locked, I'll try to lockpick it.
As you go to touch the door handle, the door opens.
On its own, or it's just unlocked?
On its own. The door opens as soon as you touch the door handle. It doesn't open fully and all the way, but it unlatches itself and opens a couple inches, and the music greatly intensifies. Now, without straining, you can hear someone wailing on what you believe to be a piano or an organ somewhere within the room.
Yeah, as the door starts to open on its own, Renwick will just straighten himself up and try to play it cool, like that didn't surprise him. He'll just turn back and be like, "It looks like they're expecting us," and I guess take a step forward as the door opens and kind of assess the room.
Okay, give me a perception check. Where are Locris and Gladier at this point?
I was at the other door, so I assume I was just making my way over during that part.
Okay.
I think later kind of would have been in the middle between the doors since they were both kind of going at the same time, just in case he was needed on either side.
Okay, yeah. Logos kind of follows suit and kind of posts up next to Gladier as well. All right. So, Renwick, as you enter this room, what is your perception check? And you have dark vision at this point, yes?
I have 120 feet of magical dark vision from my warlock. Oh god, what's it called? Devil Sight, I think. And that was a 10 because Halfling Luck doesn't save you when you roll a 2.
Okay, so as you enter this room and you peer across it, you see looks to be a large, scaly and hairy type of humanoid. You're unsure if you've ever seen something or someone like this, but he is he's sitting down. He's still, 6.5 feet tall, and sitting he is, with his back turned to you, focused on the instrument in front of him, as his hands and fingers kind of delicately dance across the piano, increasing in volume. But as you step in, he kind of perks up. Turns his head to the side and doesn't quit playing, but does welcome. 'Tis been a while since I had an audience. And what could I do for you, brave, foolish mortal? And the music continues to intensify.
Well, I have to say that's some of the best music I've heard in quite a long time. Rather dexterous on those keys there. Just guests of Baracus and Nayla, trying to find them. They didn't give us a map, The place is a little confusing. Would hate to disturb you, but if you could point us in the right direction.
You might be guests of my sister, but you are not guests of mine. He kind of turns around to face you at this point, Renwick, and he stands tall and kind of facing your direction. So, you mortals straight go to the lies in the realm of shadows. You must know better. And though he steps away from the piano and no longer seems to be making physical contact with it, it continues to play.
I've just got to ask, is that you doing that, or were you just faking it the entire time?
Oh, I've seen these. It's one of those pianos that play themselves. I've seen these before.
What you see before you, Renwick, is though sounds very much like Baracus. He is a mutated and very vampire-esque features. He has both scales and fur, giant claws, and though he vaguely has the sound of Baracus and maybe a facial feature or two that once resembled him, Baracus is no longer the humanoid you recognize. He stands 11 feet tall and has a visceral face, wings, and ears, resembling some sort of cross between like a bat, a man, and a lizard. He seems to also have scales and these sharp, ravenous teeth, rows upon rows, as he smiles at you smugly. And he kind of cocks his head. Says, don't worry about the music. Any last words? How many are you? Got a few more companions, I assume. And he flicks his eyes to the door, and it slams shut.
Fuck.
I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative at this point.
That's fair. So he slams the door shut, and I am the only one in the room?
Currently, yes.
Okay, just making sure. Well, this will be fun. Did anybody happen to prepare like a knock spell or anything?
No.
Sweet. Well, I guess we know where my arc truly ends.
You didn't need that rope. You didn't need.
Oh god, if only I had the rope.
Rope goes a long ways.
Oh, and fuck me, that's a 13 on initiative.
It's funny to me because like Strahd it was one of those modules that like if you're reading it and you're going through it, like sometimes there's just shit in places. So it's like, yeah, there's a vampire in the room 4 on level 2 or whatever, and then like some go hung a party member goes solo somewhere, and well, you're dead now. No, so
Yeah,
still
no,
how
it's
reading
pretty
Strahd would
crazy.
add to the drama.
Yeah, I was trying to prep Strahd's actual castle for down the road because there's like 70 fucking rooms, and every room has just like, oh well, if they walk in here, roll this, and on this table, this is how fucked they are. Hopefully, the party didn't split up.
Okay, I got a 14 for Locris, a 13 for Gladier. I assume Renwick's dex is a little better.
+5.
Skill for sure.
All right. So, as this door kind of slams, the music does not seem to diminish despite the door closing. The music in and around you, Blade Silverstring, it's almost as if is now being amplified from the very house itself. You know, you can feel vibrations in the floor and the railings, the walls and the ceiling, all around you. This, very loud and melodramatic kind of piano playing seems to erupt. But you are first and you are closest to the door. Here, let me take a pick and drop it in. But yeah, as you watched Renwick kind of enter the area and begin some dialogue, the door basically got slammed right in your face. So, as first to act, how do you react?
So I guess how far away from the door would I be at this point?
5 feet. Do you think you were giving it a safe distance, or do you think you were kind of like peeking in on Renwick and watching him move?
The way I kind of imagined it is I would walk up when we were hearing the music, I would have put my ear up to the door and been listening, but then probably would have taken a few step back from the door.
Okay, yeah. So you've got like a good 5 feet or so from the door. It's just so you're not like right up on it.
Okay. I guess I'm going to. I it sounds stupid. I just want to see if it's locked. If I don't want to fucking just start blasting, but I also don't want to get fucking some spell on me or some shit. I'm going to take I guess another 5 foot step back, and I am going to cast, I guess, shatter on the door.
Excellent. We'll go ahead and say it fails its con save. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
All right, 4d8. So we are looking at 5, 8 for 13. Goddamn, another 8. So for 21, 26 points of it looks like it does thunder damage. Yeah, thunder damage.
As you cast this spell and the magic kind of erupts and crashes into the door, it splinters and breaks and creaks, and one of the hinges comes off most of the way, but the door holds. It's not in great shape at all, but the door remains firm.
Okay, and I guess um is there like any holes in there that I can see through the door at all, or is it still pretty much in contact?
We'll say nah. It's still pretty firm. It's definitely splintered and barely hanging on, but still an effective barrier currently.
Okay, I'm going to, I guess, I guess I'm just gonna make sure that I have Archie at my side, and I'm just gonna kind of look back at the group and be like, I think one more good hit at it will do the trick. And think, and I'll take another 5 foot step back from there, so be like 15 feet from the door,
Okay, excellent.
and that'll do
So,
it.
I was worried about not being able to get all of you, but with Blade backing up, this is going to be pretty sweet.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so this eerie music, it begins playing at a more rapid pace, and you guys notice around you, the more rapid the pace of this music becomes, the longer the shadows in the room seem to become. And as they all kind of seem to be reaching towards your general direction, when they finally fall upon you, nothing happens for a moment. But then, out of the very shadows themselves, hands begin to erupt, not connected to anything directly that you can see, as if they're coming right out of the shadows themselves. One hand is just nothing but a skeletal, visceral kind of undead grasping at you. Another seems to be covered in decaying flesh. A third somewhere in between, as all of these undead hands seem to just rise out of the shadows. They begin grasping at all of you. So let's do this, I guess, one at a time. Blade does an 11 hit. I assume not.
No.
Okay. Low or Gladier. How about a 16? 16 hit.
Nope.
And low Chris 15 becomes a 25. 25 hit.
25 does hit.
Okay, so as one of these hands does manage to grasp you, you take a total of 4 cold damage, so you could reduce that to 2. But go ahead and give me a strength saving throw.
Is he within 10 feet of me?
He is.
You get a +3.
Good. Ooh, natural 20 for 27.
Excellent. The hands seem to reach out and grab you with their icy grasp, but though they are like pulling and tugging on you, you are just grappled for the time being. But aside from that, no other negative effects. With a whopping 28 to hit Logos, him also taking a bit of damage. Let me make a note. And well, I don't really have to check his modifiers because I rolled a natural 1 for his strength saving throw. Logos is also kind of grasped by one of these undead hands that comes out of the shadow, and it pulls him completely and entirely into the shadow. Logos goes from standing next to you guys to just falling into one of these shadows as if it was a hole, and he is gone. You have no idea where he is gone to.
Well, that's not good.
And with that, the music kind of rages. The shadows do subside, except for the one holding a hand on Locris. The hands do kind of fade, and the shadows do kind of retreat. And yeah, moving on down from the layer action is this is fucked up. Initiative matters, you guys. Baracus. So, this is going to be rather pleasant for Renwick. He kind of looks you up and down, and he nods. Ah, what luck for me. Not only does a tasty morsel deliver themselves up for lunch, but it's one from my own upbringing. How is Boslin now that you went and ruined it? He kind of glares at you as he stalks menacingly closer, but very slowly as he approaches you.
You know, it's funny. After we removed the parasite, they actually started to get some color back, and the place is a bit more lively. He just kind of grins.
As soon as you say something along the words of parasite, he attacks. So I gotta make some attacks with disadvantage. That'll be an 18 and a nat 20, so lucky you, but the 18 does come out to 28. A couple of
28 hits.
a couple of claws and a fearsome bite, as he comes at you. So one hit with one claw, natural 1 and an 18. So the natural. Wait, does your power end after I hit you for the time being?
The Cloak of Displacement does, however, I cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself when we were in the hallway right before we came through this door. So I have... Let me read the language to you. Until the spell ends, one willing creature that I touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against me. The target, myself, cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed. And if I'm already possessed, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so he has automatic disadvantage on all attacks against me. It kind of just doubles down on my Cloak of Displacement, but specifically for like fiends and undead and whatnot.
Okay, excellent. Good to know. And so one claw hits, one claw misses. I got an 11 and a 15. The 11 does become a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll this in chat because it's easier than rolling a shit ton of d6s. So it is 3d6 plus 4 for the claw attack as this massive creature's claw rips across your chest. And that is 15 slashing damage to you, sir.
And I'm gonna uncanny dodge that. So I'll bring that down to 7.
Okay, excellent. The bite, however, is also 3d6 plus 4, doing an additional 11 necrotic damage. And the 11 necrotic damage also comes off the top of your maximum hit points. Your max HP is currently reduced by 11. Moving on down after Baracus, snarls and slashes at you, landing a bit of blows here or there, firmly in a bit of a frenzy as this kind of like wild, animalistic version of Baracus goes about attacking Renwick. We're going to move down to Locris. You're up. Currently, you're roughly, 5, 10, 15, 20. You're about 40 feet or so from the door, which is barely hanging on by a handful of hit points. Aside from that, Blade and Gladier are kind of between you and the door. But how do you proceed?
I am going to pull out the chime of opening and try to open the door with that.
I believe that does the trick. What are the parameters on that? You got to be a certain distance or something?
Within 120 feet, one lock, and only if the sound can't reach the object, like a locked box within another box. I can't open the inside box.
Yeah, it does the trick. As you ring the chime, the door opens to reveal Renwick going toe to toe with this very bestial version of Baracus.
Let's see, and I'm grappled.
Yeah, it would have to be a standard action to kind of shake the grapple.
Right. I was taking a quick look. Don't want to, but I don't have a choice. I'm going to burn an action surge and then Eldritch Blast the hand.
Eldritch Blast the hand that's holding you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, give me an attack roll.
A dirty 20 and a 15.
Both hit for sure.
Let's see, that's a D10. So that's 9, 110 plus 10, 20 points of force damage.
You eviscerate it. You know, a few fingers fly in one direction, the thumb in the other. The shadow dissipates, and there's just a undead arm in several pieces on the ground.
I'm going to charge through the door.
Okay. Let's see. It'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you'd have to... You can get 30 feet. You have like 30 feet. Well, I guess if you used action surge and both your movements, you could do it. Yeah. Okay, so you make your way through the doorway straight up to Renwick, who is in melee with Baracus.
And that ends my turn.
That then brings us to Renwick. You're up, going toe to toe with El Vampire himself.
Alrighty. Let me see here. I just need to check and see if Hex is a concentration spell, and it is. Fuck. Alright. Well, in that case, it makes it easy. I'm going to stab and shoot like always. So, let's see what the rapier will do for me. Let's see. How's an 18 sound?
18 hits.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you, sir. If you'd be so kind.
15?
15 passes, so you don't take the additional cold damage. But that's going to be 1d8 plus 7. Eight damage plus sneak attack. Uh, 20 points of damage on the rapier, and then hand crossbow for a natty 19 for 29, so that's an additional d6 plus 6, additional 8 damage, so 28 damage total.
Very nice. As you start carving into this very large bestial version of Baracus. One thing you do kind of notice as you guys are going toe to toe is that the usually bougie kind of clothing he seems to have once worn looks like he like hulked out or something. Like he looks like he's wearing like tattered bits of like waistcloth or whatnot. But the quality of this tattered clothing, it's definitely clothes of nobility that he just seems to have hulked out of for whatever reason. As you give him a good stab and shoot combo, Gladier, you're up. You see down the hall Renwick going toe to toe with this weird vampiric creature. Locris running up to it, and how do you proceed?
Real quick, Sean, I still have my movement. I just want to use my 25 feet. I can actually pass through Baracus because he's a larger creature, and I'm just going to literally go to the other side of him to flank him.
Okay, nice. Excellent. Yeah. Get some flank advantage going on. All right, so as you kind of run through the legs of this large bestial creature, Gladier, you're up.
Okay. Boy. I only have 30 feet of movement, so I can really only get to the door unless I burn an action to move further. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. You're 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're 30 feet from the doorway, but you'd be standing in the doorway, but not through it.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. I can't really bash him too much. So yeah, I'm just gonna move to the doorway, and then I'll do. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on. I think I'll go with Renwick because I think Renwick kind of pissed him off with some of his snarkiness. So I have a feeling he'll maybe focus on him. So I would probably use it on him. So yeah, first level Shield of Faith. Renwick, you have a +2 to your AC for the duration. Bonus action. God, I suck with bonus actions. Do I have any potions? I don't know. Yeah, no, that's it right now. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, and that brings us to the bottom of the round, which brings us to Logos. How are you doing there, buddy? Nothing? No? Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I was trying to. I'm doing good.
Excellent. So, first thing I need you to do for me is roll initiative. I didn't do you very good justice.
I think Renwick rolled for me. I could just use that. He rolled me a 12, I think.
Yeah, he rolled a 12, so he would have gone after me anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, what you missed, Logos, is a powerful music could be heard, and it seemed to extend the shadows from around the room towards the party. When the shadows finally reached you all, undead hands burst forth from the shadows and began grasping at everyone. You got grabbed by both ankles and pulled downward into the shadows. you might notice the battle map that we just dropped. You're not on it. You have been pulled through essentially what looked like you just fell into the floor. But go ahead and give me, we'll say, a perception check.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Let's go. 14 plus 12 for 26.
Nice. Logos, you have been pulled through what you thought was the floor, but you've been at least on the first story of this building, and you fall into a confined space. You land in a cell. It looks to be only 5 by 10, so roughly 2 squares on the map. And you notice right away you are completely surrounded by concrete, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, and there is one door, and it is a very much a like barred gate type of door, very much like what you would expect to find in a dungeon or like a jail cell type of situation. A large rusty padlock on the other side of the door sits clamped tight. And you notice all around you there are bones. You're crunching on them as you kind of like move your feet and shuffle around in the cell that you somehow just magically landed in. And not only that, you seem to be standing on an entire skeleton. It looks like an entire being, and then some. There's some various other appendages. And then it dawns on you that one of these various bodies, parts that you thought was, possibly just debris, begins twitching and moving and coming to life. And right in front of your very eyes, this gray-skinned humanoid with a very feral look in their eye slowly rises to eye level and stares you down. What do you do in this moment? As you kind of stare at this clearly undead humanoid kind of glaring at you in the cell at this point.
So it's 2 squares, and this thing is like 5 feet from me, basically right in front of me.
Oh yeah, there's 2 squares. You're in one, and he's in the other.
What can I do anything for you, friend? Logus will just like start like kind of like trying to back into the corner. He's not used to like having to stare face to face to his foes. Is he blocking the door to me?
Yes. So your back is up against the wall. This creature seems to be standing between you and the iron gate. I'll drop a pic in the feed of roughly what this very pale-skinned creature looks like. But yeah, he clearly hostile.
I guess I'm. It's kind of a lot, man, to throw on me in the first place. And my first.
True, I know, right? You're back and you're fucked. So as you're kind of like staring at this undead feral creature, I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw. You notice immediately the smell. The smell is horrid, rancid flesh, and as this creature kind of begins taking short, shallow breaths, glaring at you, it's almost too much to bear.
Oh man! I rolled a 5 plus 1 for a 6.
So wasn't a high DC, but 6 isn't going to do it. A con save or versus poison until the beginning of your next turn. So for the rest of this turn, anything you do proceed to do, you will have to do with the poison status effect.
I think I have resistance to poison.
It's not actually damage, it's just the status effect.
Okay.
So this thing slobbering on itself, licking its sharp, jagged teeth, clicking its appendages and its claws as if it, watching you every movement you make very astutely.
I think so. Not much I can do, but I'm going to assume this thing is vampiric, and I'm going to cast. Let me see. I'm gonna cast daylight in this cell to try to blind this thing, give me a chance to escape.
Okay, yeah. As you light up the area, tell me how does a daylight spell work for you? Tell me how you imagine this hat going down.
I feel like it starts as like a little light in my hand, and I have to set it on a point. So I'll probably like put it on my bow, and so as I like put the bow in front of it to raise it up, it like basically almost like a flashbang, just lights up the whole area and hopefully blinds this thing a little bit.
All right, nice. Well played. Uh, moving down to the actual bottom of the round now. This this ghast that you are looking into does not seem to like the bright light, but aside from some mild squinting, he does not seem to be thusly affected. He does come in with a bite attack at you. Ooh, critical failure. So this ghast snarling comes forward and does try to attack you. However, the brightness is just enough to throw off his depth perception.
Hell yeah, so it did work.
Lucky you. Yes, it did. With that, we are going back to the top of the round. Blade, you are up.
All right. So Locris went through the door. So the door is open at this point.
Correct. Door is open. I'll drop a
All
pic
right.
in the feed real quick.
So I guess Blade is gonna go through the door, of course. Um, I might try to stand maybe if I can. I want to be on, if you're looking at the picture, to the left of Locris, by like 10 feet or so if I can. So 5, 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 feet of movement gets you one square on the other side of Locus. So you have a square between you and Locris.
And so this piano, is it, so we're hearing all this music and it's kind of like coming from the house, but is there a way, like, if I can look at the piano and see if it's originating from there anyhow?
Go ahead and give me your choice. You could make a perception check or an arcana check, but what you choose varies on what information I divulge.
Oh, much better perception, but I feel like the information from arcana is going to be kind of what I'm looking for. Um, you know what? I'm just going to stick with perception for 16.
Oh, with a 16, even in this kind of darkened room, you can see from across the way the piano does indeed seem to be playing itself. The keys rise and depress in the appropriate order for the appropriate melodies. But as far as you can tell, that's all you get. The piano does seem to be playing itself, despite Baracus no longer sitting at the instrument.
Oh man. Okay. I kind of want to try something silly here. I don't know if it'll work. Um, I guess I'm going to look at Baracus and be like, um, God, this playing sucks so bad. I mean, even your own piano doesn't even like playing it. And um I'm going to cast animate object on the piano.
Ooh, wow. You're going to have to read me the language on that one. It's been a while since I heard that spell.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work because I don't know if it's like enchanted or whatnot. Must be, but it says objects come to life at your command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not being in its 120-foot range, that are not being worn or carried. Medium targets count as 2 objects, large targets count as 4 objects, huge targets count as 8 objects. You can't animate any objects larger than huge. Each target animates and becomes a creature under your control until the spell ends or is reduced to 0 hit points.
Oh wow, sounds legit. So it does it. I don't think that it matters if it's enchanted, right? As long as it's not being worn or carried.
Yeah, I think that's what it's looking like.
Excellent. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I don't. I think it would count as a medium object for sure. But sorry, I lost my little connection there for a second. So it would be a medium object for sure, but I don't really have stats for a grand piano Is there like an
It
animated object table that I could dig up real quick in the DMG? Give me a sec.
it does have it under the spell itself, kind of statistics.
Yeah, I think Sean just has to dictate what size it counts as, and then you should have a stat block for it accordingly. So
Yep,
you
I
might
got its
actually be able to animate
HP
that
and
and
everything.
potentially something else. Do you get the bench too?
Oh, so wait, if I get the bench too, that'd be so funny. Medium, yeah, it's 2 objects.
Yeah, so I think the piano would be a medium object, but the bench would be like a small. So
I'll take them.
Is there
But yeah,
anything else in the room that would be considered small? Because wouldn't you get a medium and 2 smalls?
that I see. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that the other object.
oh man,
But somebody's mic's. Oh, all right.
there we go.
So
So other room stuff in the room, there's like a bit of debris aside from the actual piano and bench itself. There's a few dusty cobwebs. There's like a handful of skulls and some various bones and things, but nothing actual like object wise, I guess, except for some discarded debris.
okay. So I guess the piano and the bench are my 2 compadres.
Excellent, nice stats there, Gladier. Yeah. So tell me, tell me what how does your magic manifest? I've got this very like Beauty and the Beast like version of things in my mind of like how they come to life. So you tell me how does this magic manifest, and how do these creatures look? How do they come to life?
So I kind of just see it as like Blade coming in and uh kind of almost just like, look, even your piano thinks you suck, and like pointing at it, and you just kind of see once again like a silvery mist kind of rushing across the floor and maybe hitting the legs of the piano and the bench, and just kind of running up it, and kind of, I almost think of it as like a fairy fire effect, almost like it kind of like there's like just a little bit of a glow to it. um but as far as like the actual things being animated themselves, I see the straight from Beauty and the Beast. I see kind of like the almost like that footrest thing, kind of like running around like a dog almost, um, and or the bench running around as kind of like a dog, and the piano itself, like the lid off the top opens up and there's like teeth on it.
Very nice, excellent. So, do these creatures, for the sake of ease, I think they should probably go on your initiative.
I would assume so, yeah, because it says on my bonus action I can control any and all of them.
Okay, excellent.
So that being said, I guess I'm going to just have the the piano and the bench go right after Baracus as a bonus action.
Okay, yeah. As the piano and bench mob Baracus, you want to go ahead and give me some attack rolls for them? I believe they posted some stats in the feed for you.
Perfect. So the piano gets a +5 to hit. So the piano is coming in hot. Ooh, with a natty 1. Definitely did not hit. And the bench, or we decided it was small, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bench. Come on, doggy bench. Okay, 17 for 23 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
So the bench is going to come on in, and he is going to do 5 points. It doesn't tell me what sort of damage it does, at least on my chart. Let me. Uh, but it was 5 points of damage.
So I mean, you could either it could be like a bite attack where it's piercing, or if you just hit somebody with a bench, that's probably bludgeoning, I guess. So your call. Would your bench bite this vampire, or would he just try to pummel it? Oh no! Did we lose Blade?
Oh shoot! Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I just see it as like pummeling this thing.
Excellent. All right. Anything else there, Blade?
No, I think I've done enough damage.
Okay, excellent. Moving on down. Once again, despite the piano trying to bash its master, it still seems to be continuously playing. And as the crescendo increases in the speed and sound of the notes, the volume of the notes increase as well. Once again, the shadows in a mostly dark room begin to stretch and creep across the floors from the corners and in your direction. And as they get close, once again, undead hands of many various natures, skeletal, zombie, and spectral alike, all reach out and grab for you. So I'll do this one at a time real quick. Ooh, natural 1 on Renwick. See, I'm not a halfling, so I don't get to roll that. That will be a 26 to hit Blade Silverstring.
I'm sorry. What was the hit on that?
26 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
So you take a whopping 6 cold damage, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
Ooh, strength. My weakest one. 10.
Similar to the process that you saw Logos go through at the beginning of this fight, this hand reaches up and grabs you by one of your ankles and pulls you into the shadow. You guys all around watch as Blade seems to disappear into the floor.
I just yell, "Remember me!"
That going on over here. Low Chris, that will be a lot to hit. 28 to hit.
Yep.
That's another.
Protection.
That's another 4 cold damage reduced to 2. And give me a strength saving throw.
+3. You're the only one within 10 feet of me.
14 plus 7, 21.
Excellent. Though the hand seems to hold you firm, it does not seem to be capable of pulling you into the shadow for whatever reason. Gladier, we're looking at a 14 to hit. I assume that misses.
Yeah, that misses.
As they reach for you, you are just beyond their grasp. Renwick. 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was actually a lot. 10
Oh
gold.
wait, was that disadvantage with my protection from good and evil?
Ooh, good call. Okay, so I had a 15 on the dice before. Well, a nat 20. You want that one instead?
No, I'll stick to the original. Yeah, that's fine.
My bad. It's weird how the dice tell their own stories sometimes. That's going to be 10 cold damage there, Renwick, and I also need a strength saving throw. You, unfortunately, are just outside of Gladier's protective aura.
That is a 19 on the strength saving throw. Thank God, because I have a +0.
Yeah, though the hand grasps you with an icy touch, it does not seem to be able to pull you down, though it does hold firm. You are grappled for the time being. Moving down from there, Baracus is up. And, well, let's see here. Renwick kind of already started some shenanigans, so I think he's just going to hold true to the target, despite it, running through his legs after being attacked. So let's do. Okay, I got a 7 and a 15, so the 7 becomes 17 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay, I got a 9 and a 2, becomes 12 to hit.
That is also a miss.
Ooh, I'm not even going to roll the last one because I just crit 1. So I don't even have to roll disadvantage. Yeah. Nice. So,
yeah, I imagine Renwick just kind of is kind of bobbing and weaving, even though he's being held down. And he's just like, you always stuck me as the creepy handsy type, but I didn't know you had friends. As he's trying to fight off these feet that have pinned him, but manages to kind of evade.
he angrily spittle and slobber as he's grasping at you but can't seem to hold on to anything firm, and he more voraciously, kind of more animalistically begins attacking. Seems more like a creature at this point than anything humanoid. Moving on down from there, we're looking at Locris. You're up. Currently, Baracus has turned his back to you, to focus on Renwick, but you are right next to him.
Perfect. I am going to bonus action. Hexblade Curse. And then I am going to Eldritch Blast his ass.
Very nice. Go ahead and give me some attack rolls.
Ah, damn. All right, 27 and dirty 20.
Both hit for sure.
Damn, it was an 18 on the die. 19 would be a crit for me. All right, let's see. 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 10 is 26, plus another 8 is 34 points of force damage.
Dang, very nice. As you land a couple of keen blows from this Eldritch Blast as they kind of crash into him. Definitely landing true. Nice damage output on that.
And then for my free action, I'm going to keep shaking my leg trying to get that damn hand off.
It holds firm, unfortunately. It's really got an agenda.
And that'll do it for me.
All right, moving on down from Locris. Renwick, you're up.
All right. I'm still in melee. I'm just restrained by the feet, right?
Yeah, you're currently being grappled by a undead hand.
Okay. And it's an action to try to break the grapple, but I can still swing.
Correct.
Just making sure. Sweet. Well, in that case, I'm going to stay right there. I'm going to take another stab with the rapier. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh, hits for sure.
All right. So that is 11 plus sneak attack for an additional 15. So 26 points of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you. DC 14.
Sorry, dirty 20 on that.
Fair enough. And then he'll level his hand crossbow, and I imagine you see the crossbow starts to glow a little bit, and the engraving of his mother's name shines a little bit brighter than the rest of it, and he fires off one of the radiant bolts from his hand crossbow of Yandala.
Oh, such a good call. Somebody's been reading up on vampires.
And that's going to be a... I shit you not, a fucking nat 20.
Very nice. Give me the damage from that first attack one more time, though. Before
I believe it was 26?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
That sounds right. And yeah, so 1d6 plus 6. So that's a 3 times 2. 6 plus 6 is 12. So 12 points of radiant damage on that bolt.
Very nice.
And all I have is movement, but I'm grappled, so I think that's my turn.
As this golden glowing bolt strikes true, he lets loose a visceral howl that literally shakes the room and the floors. Moving on down. Gladier, you're up at the doorway looking in, seeing all this go down.
All right. All right. Seeing now that two of his friends have disappeared into shadows, he's starting to get a little pissed. Kind of seeing red at this point. He's gonna charge into the room. I'll just move on the opposite side of Loker, so I'm directly opposite of Renwick. And I'm gonna bonus action. Um, sorry, Renwick, you're about to lose your +2 to AC, but
It's
Vader's
all
mad.
good.
I'm gonna cast a Blinding Smite as a bonus action,
Very
which
nice.
yeah. Next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, weapon flares a bright light. Attack deals an extra 3d8 radiant damage to the target. Additionally, the target must make a con saving throw or be blinded until the spell ends. Blinded creature can make another con save at the end of each of their turns. On a successful save, it's no longer blinded. Um, and then, so I'm going to cast Blinding Smite. His Frostbite Kopesh is just going to flare up a radiant, beautiful golden light, and I'm going to take 2 swings at this vampire.
All right. Give me some attack rolls.
Alright. What is my to hit? It's been so long since I've played Glader. +10. That's a 27 on the first,
Oh, that hits.
and a 24 on the second.
Both hit for sure.
Okay, so the first one gets Blinding Smite. So that is 1d8 slashing plus 3d8 radiant. That's going to be 5 plus 6, 11 slashing damage and 14 radiant damage for the first attack.
Excellent. As you land a blow and this explosion of divine energy. What kind of save did you need from me again for the blinding?
It's a Constitution save, DC 16.
Success. I got a 19 on the die plus several.
All right, I figured he was probably going to save. I really just want the extra radiant damage. All right.
Very nice.
All right, so for the second attack, I'm also going to burn a Divine Smite, burn a second level spell slot. So that is an extra 3d8 radiant plus an extra 1d8 radiant because he's undead. So that's an extra 48 radiant damage.
Damn, very nice.
So slashing damage is another 11 points of slashing damage plus 8, 10, 16, an extra 16 radiant.
Gleedier, how do you want to do this?
Okay. Finally in my wheelhouse. Undead. Yeah, so like I said, he just like sees his two of his friends disappear, like be pulled into these shadows, and he just kind of sees red and just gets pissed off. Kind of charges in, like shoves past Locris. Not mad at Locris, but he's in the heat of the moment. He's just trying to get to where he's going. So he just like shoves past Locris and just like leaps into the air and like a downward slash across this guy, Baracus's back, and then as he lands, comes back in and stabs him just like right through like his torso, kind of like holding, like pinning him back against his blade, and then just like kicks him off his sword to the ground.
As you land the killing blow, and Baracus can't believe it. He looks bewildered as his body crumples to the ground. It's almost like the second his body touches the ground, he becomes a mist. And this pile of mist darts out of the room and down the stairs and seems to go straight into the fireplace for whatever reason. whoosh, kind of makes a mad dash out of the room, leaving nothing behind but a still possibly sentient piano and chair. How does that spell work exactly?
It's a concentration spell, so I'd imagine just to let them hit, they're probably still fucking running around and shit.
Okay, so perfect. As the danger seems to be over for you guys, we got to turn back to Logos. Logos, you are still in this very small quarters with a very feral, savage, undead humanoid currently chomping at you, raking at you, trying to cause you damage. So, how do you proceed?
Okay. I'm gonna cast another spell. It's not concentration, it's instantaneous. It's called well, wait, let me ask you. Can I see beyond the gate on how much room is on the other side of that gate?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
15, 27.
Uh, there is almost, it is a very thin corridor. There's probably standing room on the other side of the gate. It looks like the other side of the gate, it looks like you're in the middle of a staircase or something. Like this, the other side of the gate is a very narrow passageway, and it's just stairs leading up and down.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast, it's an instantaneous spell. It's called Freedom of the Waves. Oh great, I just lost it. Okay. You conjure a deluge of water in 15-foot radius and 10-foot tall cylinder centered on a point within range. This water takes the form of a tidal wave, a whirlpool, a water spout, or any form of your choice. Each creature in the area must succeed on a strength saving throw against your spell save, or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and fall prone. You can choose number of creatures equal to your spell casting modifier. And if you are within the spell's area as a part of the action you use to cast the spell, you can vanish into the deluge and teleport to an unoccupied space that you can see within the spell's area. So I'm going to cast that. I'm going to turn it into a whirlpool, and I'm going to try to pop out on the other side of the gate.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I'm looking.
It's a freaking 4th level spell.
I'm looking at a 16 strength save for the Ghast.
Oh shoot, where's my thing? Spell save. That's right on the money.
So it doesn't knock him prone, but does it do damage, or is it?
Miss, I freaking exited again. It doesn't say. I guess if it succeeds, it doesn't, because it says it must succeed on the saving throw or take 2d8 bludgeoning and fall prone.
Alas, your spell doesn't seem to do any damage. However, as this explosion of water kind of erupts through the cell, you do find yourself keenly placed on the other side of the bars as this creature, kind of bewildered at the sudden appearance of water, looks about, furiously turns around and sees you on the other side of the bars and howls and reaches for you, though he cannot quite, get more than a few inches on the other side of the iron bars.
Oh, that must be frustrating for you. You had your chance, friend. And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark as I load an arrow onto my bow, and that'll end my turn. Wait. Yeah, no. Yeah, that'll end my turn. I'll just Hunter's Mark that fucker and end my turn.
Excellent. So the Ghast in front of you is essentially cannot do much to get to you. However, Blade Silverstring, you find yourself in a very similar predicament. You land in a small 5x10 room, the floor covered in debris, various bones of other humanoids. In this small room, the only piece of it that is not solid stone is an iron wrought jail door, like an iron wrought gate. And standing between the gate and you is a very tall, grey, ghastly humanoid, looking feral and hungry. And he comes in for a bite attack. 22 to hit?
A 22 would hit, but I'm going to, I guess, use my, oh my gosh. It's been too damn long since I've played Cutting Words, I think, as a reaction.
Excellent. And you just need a 1, right? Your AC is pretty high, isn't it?
It's not terribly high. I'd need a 2 to pass. And it's a 1d10 now for the die. So 5 off of that.
Excellent. He lunges forward and gnashes and gnarls his teeth. Seems not to find any purchase on your person just yet.
Not today, hungry boy.
So back to the top of the round, which would be you, Blade. However, as this thing comes in and is gnashing and smashing of its teeth, it's the smell of rotten flesh almost overwhelms you. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. Con save. Okay. Okay. 17?
You manage to swallow hard and plug your noses as best you can, but it doesn't seem to affect you. But alas, it is your turn, and you find yourself in a small cell with this mashing and gnashing of humanoid trying to do you some damage. How do you proceed?
So this guy lunges at me to bite me. It's a kind of like a jail cell door. Can I see on the other side of it?
Yeah, it's a wrought iron jail door, just kind of how you would picture in a typical jailhouse.
All right. I'm going to be like, well, it's been fun, and I know you would like to grab a bite, but I'm going to head on out. I'll maybe catch a rain check, and I'm going to misty step to the other side of the door.
Quickly as you came, poof, you poof to the other side of the door, and the ghast is confused for a moment and discovers where you are, and rushes the iron door, reaching for you, but alas, to no avail. As you kind of come out into this very small stone corridor, you find yourself standing on a staircase. It goes downward and upward, and for whatever reason, a trickle of water begins to come down the stairs. Slowly at first, but it's definitely some sort of water source trickling down these stairs. Looks like fresh, clean water, too.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I get out the jail or get out the door, and I'm really sorry. What was the lay of the land again? It was
It's
like
a very thin.
stairway.
It's a very thin corridor. There's only standing room, so it's only about a 5-foot corridor, but it is all stairs. It's going down and it's going up, but a trickle of water seems to be flowing down the stairs in your direction. So, since we are all out of the danger for the moment, let's cut back upstairs to Gladir, Locris, and Renwick. You have just slain Baracus, and as you look about, the house is eerily quiet and, in some places, unnaturally dark. But how do you guys proceed now that you have fell this foe?
I would like to use the wand of detect magic in the room to see if anything lights up.
Yeah, I'll make a pass with the wand of secrets.
The Wand of Secrets does not seem to reveal anything, but the piano is obviously enchanted. Aside from that, there is not really a whole lot in the room aside from the bench and the piano itself.
All right, this guy sucked. Do we want to go find the others, or are we just going to leave them as dead?
Any idea where they went?
Um, that way, and I'll point towards a shadow.
Yeah, I don't know where they went, but can't imagine they're anywhere safe. So yeah, I feel like we should try and at least find them.
Well, that's special. This whole house is freaking crazy.
Should we try the other door on the other side of the hall? See, well, no, that one smelled like death.
Yeah, it stank bad, but I don't think there's any way out of this room except this door. So it's the only next logical step.
We can at least poke our head in and see what's in there, and then if we don't find anything useful, then we go down to the fireplace and I guess put out that fire and see if there's some sort of secret passageway downwards. I mean, he had to go somewhere or upwards, not necessarily down.
All right. So, Gladiator, why don't you go try the other door?
All right. Gladiator's gonna walk over to the door on the other side of the landing and quietly as possible try and crack it open to see if you can get a peek inside.
As soon as you touch the door handle, the door opens a crack, and you hear the giggle of a young girl. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Gladiator, as you peek your face into this room.
Oh, that's actually not bad. That's a good fucking perception check for Gladiator. That's um 18. Had to find my modifier because I don't remember.
So, as you peek into the room, Gladiator, you see what appears to be sorry, let me type that out. It looks like a dining room. There is a large, like, kind of kitchen table in the center of this room, and there look to be several figures kind of sitting around this table, and they all look to be having tea. But you can tell just by looking at these creatures, these figures. These look like corpses that have been positioned to look like they are having tea in this very like kitchen type of room. On the opposite a wall, rather across the room, not necessarily the opposite wall to you, there is another door, not a solid door like the one you're kind of peeking from now. Looks like a swivel door, possibly like one you would see like in and out of a kitchen type of a situation.
Okay. I'm gonna like slowly back up and meet with Locris and Renwick. Yes, so there's dead bodies in there. They're not having some sort of tea party, but they're definitely dead. But I also heard that fucking giggling child too. So that's fun. There also appears to be like another door leading to I don't know. It's like a dining hall, so like maybe it's like some sort of kitchen or like some like servants entryway or something. So I mean, I guess we check this out, or we can just ignore it and try the fireplace. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
Well, if Baracus turned into mist and then headed off, he's clearly still alive. If we went through the fireplace, that's probably our best bet. So I say we try to put out the fire and start heading that way, unless you can see a way to get to our friends. I don't really know how we can help them.
Yeah, I doubt the creepy shadow claws summoned by a vampire took our friends to the kitchen.
Also, I don't like kids.
The fireplace, it is.
All right.
So as you guys kind of make your way down the stairs back to this hearth, this fireplace, the fire crackles, but oddly, it looks like the smoke does not billow upward and out the chimney, but rather a draft, for whatever reason, seems to pull the smoke down. There is a metal grate in the fireplace that looks to be acting as some sort of vent, but the smoke does travel downward.
Sansa. All right, so do we climb down?
I think our first issue is the fire, and then I guess we climb down. Um,
Well, just huff and puff.
just up and puff a roaring fire.
Why not? You got big lungs.
I don't know if I have anything that. I mean, I guess, I don't
Sean,
know.
with the fire, is it basically like a couple logs on a stand, like a normal fireplace?
Essentially, yes. It was mostly like on display, but I believe Logos is the one who lit the fire when he found the unlit hearth.
That's funny. Can I just use my rapier to like push the stand out of the way to like gain access to this vent?
Easily enough, as you kind of push the burning logs off of this little stand and vent, you look to be standing on a metal grate looking downward. You can see there is a ladder descending the darkness, but it looks similar to like a sewer grate. It descends farther than you can see into the darkness.
All right, there, Muscles. Now that I've gotten rid of the fire, can you get the vent? And he'll look over at Gladier to lift up the metal grate.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I just reach down and grab it. I got some like traveler's clothes and like common clothes. I guess I would just probably like grab like an undershirt from like my common clothes and just like wrap it around my hands and then just grab. I'm assuming it's probably hot, so just like grab the grate on the bottom and try and pull it up. See if I can yank the bitch.
Okay, we'll call it. Give me an athletics check. See if you can't lift this heavy metal grate.
Alrighty. Ooh, that's a 22, boy.
You dislodge this grate from its resting place, and it looks like it wasn't meant to come out of the ground entirely. But yeah, you remove it, hinges and all, and toss it to the side.
Yeah, I like frisbee it at one of the fine portraits that have dicks drawn all over them now. Just chuck it at one of them.
Perfect. It sticks in the wall, kind of like when you throw like a spoon or something.
You've been hanging around Blade too long. You're getting a flair for the dramatic. I like it.
Yeah, I just don't like them My friends disappear into shadows. A little scary. Anyways, I'm gonna go down.
I was gonna say, and on that note, let's slide down this vent into the shadows.
As you guys descend, probably 50 feet, you come to the top of a very narrow staircase leading downward.
All right.
Downward.
Oh,
Yeah.
So as you guys kind of travel downward, you notice staggered on both sides of this hall or this very narrow corridor as you guys descend are cells. They are, small cells with rusted bars and rusty padlocks. Some of them seem to be filled with debris of, perished humanoids. Others seem to still have humanoids in them. You see a zombie, a skeleton, a couple of ghouls, feral. As soon as you come by, they snarl and scratch and do what they can to reach for you through the bars and though to no avail. But you notice that, you walk past a dozen, maybe 24 cells before you come upon a mildly damp Logos and accompanied by a very nearby Blade Silverstring. So as the party convenes in this stairwell, go ahead and tell me how you proceed.
hey, you guys are going the wrong way.
Oh, Logus will for sure continue to fire at this thing until it's dead.
Oh, easily done. You do about 30-ish hit points per round. It'll only take you a few seconds. To take this beast down thoroughly. A couple of arrows later, it breathes no more.
And I'm gonna produce flame and set the body on fire just for good measure.
Excellent. Yeah, a small pittering of smoke kind of fills the nearby vicinity, clings to the ceiling, and drifts up the staircase slowly.
So as they walk in, like where I'm at, there's just a burning vampire or gas or whatever it was in the cell. Oh man, that thing thought I was trapped in there with it, but it was trapped in here with me.
Yes. All hell, mighty Logos runs away from the vampire to kill a creature behind bars.
No, I was in there with it, and I escaped and then killed it. So that thing
Sure
was
you did. All right, so top of the stairs is the chimney chute. So it's not really way up, so we got to go down. Oh yeah, and Baracus went this way. Gladiator finished the job.
Hey Sean. So when I was in here, Would I have seen anything fly by or anything? Like if Baracus was trying to escape this way?
You potentially could have seen something fly by.
Uh,
But
s-
he was
go ahead. Sorry.
he's definitely in mist form. So you might have seen like it's not like he's holding a silhouette in mist form. So you would have probably seen like a puff of smoke or mist kind of quickly travel past your cell. But you likely wouldn't know for sure that would be like a Baracus.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as I was fighting for my life or death situation here, I did see something. I wasn't quite sure because I was in the throes of battle. But yeah, I mean, if y'all came from upstairs, then down we go, huh?
So,
Yeah, down
as
you
you
go.
guys kind of descend the stairs further, more cells, but you come to the bottom eventually, and it is a very humble, very clean, small stone room. No door. In the center of this room, there is like an an urn, more like a brazier, just a disc with fire kind of centered upon it, and it definitely illuminates the room. On either side of this light source, there looks to be an extravagantly carved stone sarcophagi. One looks to be that of a human gentleman. This silhouette on the outside looks very prim and proper and dressed in decadent clothing. But the borders are all flourished with various designs and things, and the other sarcophagus looks to be that of a halfling woman in similar design, very bougie, very pompous, kind of symbolisms all over this sarcophagi. So as you guys kind of enter this room, tell me how you proceed.
I shatter it.
You shatter the room? What do you shatter?
Oh, no. I was joking. I was going to shatter one of the sarcophagi, but probably should check the place out.
I actually thought you were serious, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, no mercy."
Oh, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's shatter the human one.
Just real quick, just to confirm what our characters know, we learned that when you kill the or destroy the physical form of a vampire, that it turns into the mist form, and then we have to kill it again in its coffin. Correct? Like our characters know that at this point. I can't remember if that's something we confirmed knowledge of.
I think it was mentioned, but I don't think you guys have ever followed through in practice. But I do believe there was a discussion about it once, somewhere amongst your travels.
Because isn't that why we burned the whole house down that one time? Because we killed. Oh wait, no, that was their manor, and they disappeared. So we burned the house down and killed slaves.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Womp womp.
Yeah. So we just kind of have general, basic
So I
idea.
I control F'd vampire in our notes, and just looking at the first couple hits, we have encountered Baracus and Nayla before, and last time when they left, they turned into mist form when they left. I'm still clicking through, but I do vaguely remember trying to get more information on vampires somewhere. I'll get back to you guys. I'm clicking through all the different spots in the notes right now.
I do believe there was a conversation with some clergy while once you guys found out you were dealing
Agnew.
with yeah.
We talked to Agnew. I have it right here. He says the only way to kill a vampire is in their mist form or during a sleep in their chamber. And that was right before he rallied all the clerics and cleaned out that last temple or whatever. So yeah, we are aware that this is what we need to do.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. I just don't. I don't want to metagame. All right. So, real quick, do you guys think we should check to see if uh, what's her face is sleeping and take care of her first, since we know that.
No, I think we take care of him.
Blow him up.
Otherwise, he might. We don't know how long it's going to take for him to be ready. He might be already ready for a fight just week. I'd rather just get him done and over with so we don't even have to worry about the future, and then we deal with her.
All right. Yeah. No, that's a good point. All right. So we all just gather around his sarcophagus. I can flip it open, and then we just blast the motherfucker.
I think
Well,
Blade
does
wanted to shatter it open.
Anybody have any radiant or bright light or?
I've got radiant bolts and a radiant a crossbow that can take one more radiant shot today.
Uh, Sean, how long would it have been since I first cast daylight to where we're at now?
Probably about, we'll call it 20 minutes.
So you're still glowing.
Yeah, I basically have a giant sun on my bow
Lo-
right now.
Loker says your mace has probably got a little bit longer on it too. You might be glowing as well.
All right, lift the lid and let's get this shit over with.
Yep.
All right.
Oh.
The lid is surprisingly sturdy and well made. Somebody go ahead and give me an athletics check to remove the lid of the sarcophagi.
All right, I got this, boys. I can't see shit, but I can lift shit.
What do you mean you can't see? There's daylight right now.
That doesn't matter. That's a 16 on the die plus 8 athletics. 24. 24.
You heave, and with the grinding of stone, it slides off the other side, revealing in this sarcophagus a very human-looking Baracus, but ethereal. Like, you see him almost like slowly forming. Slowly, this mist form is taking a form of a silhouette and slowly forming the details. And as you look at him, his eyes flutter open, and
I bash him with my daylight mace.
and that is all it takes. He looks on in panic as this mace comes down on his face, and with a sickening thud, the mace or the mist itself just kind of coagulates into blood and just kind of squishes and squirms into this sarcophagi, no longer a sentient form. As you slay Baracus, the brazier in the middle of the room dims. The once raging fire goes to about half strength, and as you notice this smattering of blood all inside the sarcophagi, something else you guys notice is several golden lanterns seem to be stashed within this sarcophagi.
I pick up a lantern.
It is very intricately made. It looks old. It looks to be made of solid gold. And it's just your typical gold glass lantern, but there does not seem to be any innards. There's no candle or oil wick or anything. It's empty.
Am I able to get any sort of arcana perception on it?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an arcana check.
$28.
They just tingle with some sort of arcane energy. You know, dozens and dozens of different magic rituals that you've heard of, and some of them require things like a ritualistic dagger, maybe a ceremonial wand, or some other various items that are held in high regard and used strictly for ceremony. You're not sure what ceremony needs to take place, but this is a tingle of arcane energy that you're getting off of this. This is something typically used in some sort of magical ceremony.
All right, so the good news is these I think would help us. Bad news is there has to be some sort of ceremony to get it going. And I have no idea how the fuck to do that.
Well, we might as well take them all.
Let's pick them up. We'll find the other one, and we'll ask her. Maybe she knows.
And in total, you find 10 golden lanterns.
Okay, well, we'll put those in the bag of holding for now. Gladiator, would you like to open the other sarcophagus so we can see if she can help us out?
Would be my pleasure.
Go ahead and give me another athletics check as you go to peel the top off this sarcophagus.
That's a 19 on the die for that one. The 27 or 28. Sorry, no 27. I was right first time.
As you slide the lid off with the grinding of stone and the heavy cushion on the ground, you see that this sarcophagus is completely empty except for a single piece of paper that looks to be pinned to the inside. Preferably like it would be like as if you were laying in the coffin. It would be next to your head on one of the walls so you could read it. And it is a note. It's only a single sentence, and it says, "Only send me approved cargo." And it is signed Amorphous Perch.
Yeah, I think Gladiator's gonna pick that note, peel it off the wall of the sarcophagus, and pass it over to whoever's closest. So she keeps notes in her notes by her bed. Not sure what this means. Approved cargo.
Probably whoever they give one of these to get through the fog. I'd say we're approved.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're approved now. We got the lanterns. Can we? You said there's really doesn't look like there's like anything else in the room. It's just like a plain stone room with the brazier and the two sarcophagi.
Yeah, the sarcophagi are very like elaborately carved. It seems like they are the focal point of this room. It's specifically designed to be a secret, kind of out of the way resting place for these kind of ruling vampires.
Mm. Well, at least we got one of them, right?
What if we destroyed? Well, I guess they have a couple coffins, don't they?
Doesn't
We should
hurt.
still destroy this one.
Oh yeah. I was just about to say the same thing.
Maybe it'll bring her down.
Lady, you want to shatter this bitch?
Maybe she'll feel that itch wherever she's at. She knows we're fucking coming for her.
Well, should we take a break while we wait for her just to make sure she doesn't show up after we destroy this thing? Because if so, I'll use shatter. Because then with a nice short break, let the others get healed up. We can then move on and I'll be ready.
Well, let me throw something at y'all real quick. What if we hide in my hole, leave the coffin so she may think it's safe? We can see out of the hole while we rest, and we'll also be protected. And we can just wait and see if she shows up.
Yeah, and if she doesn't show up, we can just destroy the coffin as we leave.
Well, she knows we're here, but might not know exactly where we are, in which we could spend an hour here while she's upstairs, I don't know, playing the harp.
I mean, she could think we did what we did and left.
Could just combine both plans, destroy the sarcophagus, get in the hole, we take a rest, and if she shows up halfway through our rest, then we just pop out and get her anyway. If she doesn't show up, we get our rest.
I mean, I think if she may not show up. Obviously she knows Baracus is dead, but I think there's even less chance she'll show up if her sarcophagus is destroyed. I think we leave it alone and rest, we watch, and then, if she doesn't show up, we destroy it anyways. But I think if
What
we
would be
do
the
destroy it,
incentive in drawing her down?
This is
well,
all also assuming that she will know if her coffin is destroyed. Like, we don't know if
yeah,
she's going to get some sort of feeling that.
So why don't we go best of both worlds and we'll take a bit of a rest, and if she's not here by the time that we need to leave, then we destroy the coffin on the way out.
I mean, we don't know for sure that they had multiple sarcophagus. I mean, Baracus knew we were here, stayed here, his sarcophagus was here, and instead of running, to another sarcophagus, he came to here. It would seem that he had to come here.
But at the other mansion, their coffin would have been there, and all those got destroyed while they were gone. So I think he had
Yeah,
to
but
go to the nearest one. He couldn't go like miles.
I think there's no harm in just letting it sit for about an hour or so.
All right.
And Luggage will grab his rope and throw it up and cast magic hole and start climbing up.
Okay, yeah. As you guys kind of get set up to maybe take a bit of a short rest, go ahead and give me some perception checks. Nice. 19, 23. Nope. That must have been a good one.
19 for Blade.
10. You said perception, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 10.
Gladiator broke double digits. It's
I
important.
even lost to Gladiator.
Well, I suppose it's only fitting as Logos is the one who kind of casts the spell and gets up into the hole first. But Logos, as you're kind of making your way into this hole, you notice at the archway, where the entryway, where this stairs kind of come down, a single porcelain doll approaches the party. It looks to be wounded. It looks like it's dragging its leg behind it. It is dressed up in like a little a sailor's type of uniform as it approaches, dragging its leg behind it. Tucked underneath one arm is a rolled up parchment. And this small wounded doll just slowly begins approaching, the party. So, how do you guys proceed? Do you guys, I imagine, up in the hole, or did some of you negate going into the hole? Regardless, you guys do all eventually see this doll dragging one leg, parchment in tow, heading your way.
Holy shit. All right, Gladiator, go see what that doll wants. I think it's got a note.
Why do I gotta go see what it wants?
Because you're a beefy boy.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm more of its size anyway. At least we can look each other in the eyes. And Renwick will just walk up to the doll, seeing the parchment, and like assuming this is a messenger from one of these assholes.
Logan's gonna call Gladiator chicken.
Yeah. As you approach this doll, Renwick, it looks up to you. It sizes you up. It looks you up and down, despite having to almost lean back to meet your gaze. And from underneath its arm, it presents you this parchment as it tries to take a knee, but it's got a bum leg, so it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, Renwick will reach his tentacle hand out and grab the parchment. Kind of take like maybe 2 steps back from the doll. Kind of eyeball it as he unfurls the scroll and reads it.
After you take the scroll, the doll looks up at you and then just pops, similar to what you guys had seen before. This porcelain doll just kind of explodes in like gore and viscera, and it brings in a natural stink with it. But aside from the show of the doll, as you unfurl this parchment, it actually emits a loud giggle. A parchment appears to be blank, but when you unroll it, you hear a childish giggle and a young woman's voice. Oh, you are all very bad. I like it. Bad can be good too, you know. Come, I'm waiting. We will have some tea.
I'm guessing she was the voice in that other room that we said no to.
Yeah, there were dead people having tea.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling tea. I don't know about you. I think we can skip tea.
Well, I'd be with you, but you still got to figure out how this damn lantern works.
God, but it's so creepy. Alright, so to rest for no, she's not gonna let us fucking rest. She knows where we're at.
Yeah, we're not getting a rest in this house. I mean, it's one thing to take a little downtime, but I'm not sleeping in this fucking place.
But the hole is already up, and it's an interdimensional space. So technically, we wouldn't be in the house in the hole. Just saying, if anyone needs it. Wish I would have told me that before I threw up the hole.
I thought this was post hole. I thought we'd already been inside your hole.
It was
Yeah,
So
we
was
were
this
in
post
that.
hole or pre-hole, or is this mid-hole?
This is
Have we
This is
have we
mid-hole.
holed?
This is mid-hole.
This is
for
mid
sure.
hole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
not post or
Oh.
pre, mid hole.
Mid hole.
Yeah,
So y'all are not finished in my hole yet, so
Well, I mean, at this point, Renwick's probably not going to go back in the hole. I had already healed up and stuff anyway, so like I'll hang out outside of the hole if anybody is trying to finish a short rest.
Renwick, finish in my hole.
I could finish in your hole, but sometimes I like finishing outside of your hole.
Is it me?
So I can admire.
Is there something wrong with me?
yes.
No, sometimes it's just nice to look at your hole while I finish.
Oh, you.
Jesus Christ. So
Is anybody else finishing? Is anyone else finishing? Need to finish in my hole?
I need to finish in your hole.
So are we taking a 30-minute short rest, or however long a short rest is?
Thank God he didn't bring the piano.
You take however long you need, big boy.
Dude, I almost took that piano.
I mean,
Hey,
There might be.
you might be able
put
to
a
fit it in
piano
here.
in your home?
That's going to be Blade's endgame mount. It's just going to be a permanently animated piano.
If I could do
He'll
that,
have a bench that he can ride with it.
Every battle becomes like a Disney scene.
It's like watching a young Elton John in a medieval battle.
Oh my God.
I mean, if we go buy the piano on the way out, I will. I mean, there's still probably a little bit of space in the portable hole.
Well, he would
I'm
need
just saying.
two. He would need a Sir Elton John and a Billy Joel.
I mean, I'm Sir already,
Yes, we are all sirs.
and Gibraltar
Yes,
as
sir.
well.
All right, so short rest before we go talk to this creepy tea lady.
Yeah, then I get my action search back.
All right.
Actually, yeah, I forget that I'm a warlock sometimes. I might as well short rest and get that spell slot.
Yeah, sure. You guys kind of utilize the hole, and to take a half hour to an hour to kind of patch your wounds, catch your breath, adjust your gear, and etc.
All right. Once we're done with that, we got to figure out how we're going to climb up a chute. Do we know about how many feet we slid down?
I think he said it was like roughly 50 feet down a ladder.
I could just.
Have we searched around to see if there's any, like, there has to be more than one way out of here. Potentially, anyway. Have we, like, checked the walls for any, like, hidden levers or...
No, I'm just going based on her being in that room with all the dead bodies. And this
Yeah,
is
we
a
haven't
pretty
looked
direct
around
path
yet.
there.
Oh, sorry. All right. I misunderstood then. I thought we were doing something else. My bad.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, he asked about it, but he said it just looks like a plain stone room with the two ornate sarcophagi and the brazier, and then the one entrance to the stairwell. I mean, we can try and look around if we want before we leave.
Sure, I'll investigate the room.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Oh, investigation modifier. Plus 8. 12.
12 total. As you're kind of looking about, aside from the weird goo that Baracus's mist form kind of turned into, there's not anything particularly remarkable. The craftsmanship of the sarcophagi is almost otherworldly. It is very well done, but aside from that, you don't notice anything.
Nope, this place sucks. There's nothing here.
Let's go.
Okay, so as you guys make your way back up this long stairway, back to this chute that leads upward to the fireplace, this crude ladder kind of helps you guys gain entry back to the main floor. And as you guys kind of come out, you find yourselves once again in this kind of like foyer type of area. With the doors on the upper floors to the left and right of you. And so how do you kind of proceed from here?
All right, so I think we have Gladiator open the door. Everybody going at the same time so we don't run into another Renwick situation. And then we just ask nicely if she could show us how to work these lanterns. I think that's the perfect plan.
That sounds great. And rarely do we ever try to just ask nicely. What if it actually works?
This whole time it was a journey to realize to be polite.
Oh,
Should I kick the door down then?
No.
We were
Knock and open it
invited.
nicely.
Yeah, we were invited.
Unless you want to look badass again, like the last time you kicked open the door and it was unlocked.
I guess I can just open it.
and as you touch the door, it creaks open, revealing the kind of gruesome scene similar as before. There are roughly 6 individuals, well, corpses rather, kind of positioned around this table, and the table is adorned with the various teapots and teacups and a few tea sets. Everyone positioned to look like they're having a good time at this little tea party.
Can I just kind of take a peek into one of the teacups or teapots and see if there's any actual tea in there?
Yeah, as you kind of approach, go ahead and give me a perception check. I'm assuming everyone's entering the room, or you guys are letting Logos go by himself.
Nah, I'll go with him.
Yeah, the plan was we all rushed in as soon as the doors opened, so I assume that's what we did.
Okay, yeah, as soon as the doors open, you rush in. Logos, very nice. 31, eh? So, of the...
Yeah, I'm a bit of a tea connoisseur.
I see that, that's wild. Of the various teacups and tea sets and things that are presented, some of them are being held in some of these creatures' arms, or these corpses, rather. There is nothing in any of the cups, unfortunately, but when you get close to these individuals sitting around the table, you notice that they're not just corpses, they are like stitched together, mangled, almost like a bunch of corpses turned into life-size dolls. They are in various states of rot and decay, but it looks like all of these corpses are mangled body parts from various other dead entities that are all just kind of stitched together into one. So you've got a real Frankenstein sort of situation going with all of these random people kind of posed as they are drinking tea.
Are they all sorry? Are they all like sitting still, or like with my high perception, do I see any like twitching, any like movement when we come in?
Nothing. They are just poised. In particular, one looks to have his pinky out while he holds a small platter that holds a cup of tea. Another looks like he's positioned to be having a conversation with someone sitting next to him. But they don't move. They do not appear to be alive. And you do notice, across the room on the opposite wall, there is like a swivel door that leads elsewhere, deeper, possibly to a kitchen, as this is kind of like a dining room area.
So I know we just found ourselves with manners and politeness, but would anybody be opposed to me shooting an arrow into one of these things to make sure they're dead? Because this is pretty fucking weird.
I mean, out of curiosity, this seems to be our Gladier's area of expertise. You got anything for this there, big boy? Anything that'll scare them off if they're actually undead? Maybe they are just sewn together and they're weird dolls, but I'd hate to find that out the hard way if they're not.
Yeah, I got something for that. Let me double check one thing.
Pulls out his
And if they're
blunderbuss.
and if they're not alive, I say we just start untying the heads. Maybe they won't come alive.
Yeah, so I'm gonna reach up and grab my amulet of the devout and use that to cast one of my channel divinities, turn undead. So where there? What the fuck? Where is it? Why can I not find this? There it is. Or turn unholy. As an action, you can center fiends and undead. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw DC 15. On a failure, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. So if these guys are still kicking, you gotta make a save. Or be scared.
Okay, so hit me with you said undead. What other types of creatures does this affect?
Just fiends and undead.
No response. They continue just to remain in the positions that they have been kind of posed in.
Alright guys, think I think they might actually be dead. Maybe. I don't know.
Scale from 1 to 10. How confident are you, Glade?
I mean, pretty confident.
Good enough for me.
Touch one then. No. Let him put his confidence on the test.
Oh shit.
My dog's tripping out.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast protection from evil and good again.
As you begin casting a spell, you hear a clatter from the other side of the door, as if someone dropped some dishes or perhaps a glass.
Oh shoot, Ren! I think you ruined tea time. Logus is gonna shout out. All right, enough with the games. We know you're there. You called us. We're here. Show yourself.
As you call out, a very girlish giggle seems to erupt from every corner of the room, and the door slams loudly behind you.
Well, that's always a good sign.
I try and
This is gonna
knock
be
off
kind of
the
scarred
head
from the
of the
last
nurse
time I started.
zombie.
Logus is gonna start like kicking up his feet so he doesn't get dragged down again, scarred from the last time.
Well, as you kind of do some high stepping around, Locust. What'd you say, Locris? Something about hitting somebody in the head?
Whichever dead body I'm nearest, I'm gonna try and take his head off.
Like surgically or brute force?
Brute force. Take a mace and just baseball it.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Alright. 15 plus a lot. Plus 11.
Oh,
So 26.
that hits for sure.
And that's 3 plus 8. 11 points of whatever damage. If it stays on.
So with a good swing, you plant your blow firmly and give one of these things a solid thwack in the head. And though you swear you hear a bone break, and after a good thwack to the head, it seems to now, rather than be in its original poised position, it seems to like be dangling freely. But still very much connected, though it does appear that you've done some structural damage to whatever this puppet type of creature is, or corpse.
He would have used his extra attack just to break it off.
Okay, go ahead and give me another attack roll.
18.
That hits.
Much better. Well, better. 13.
With that, another blow to this thing's head, and it reacts very similar to like how you see like professional boxers hitting the speed bag. The head, once struck again, flails violently back and forth, but the skin does not break and it does not separate from the body.
Was anybody else going to try during this time? Or try something?
It seems both very fragile and very durable. You hear bones creak and leave like very good indents, good sized indentations in the head after a couple of blows. But it seems to still be whole somehow.
Can Glader run up and try and just cleave it at the neck?
Wait, idea before you do that. How far? How this table's not that big, right? How big is the table?
It's 10 by 15. It's big enough for several people to eat it at once.
I've been waiting to do this. Logus is going to cast the earth at the center of the table and just shatter the table and these things if he can. It's a 20-foot. Radius.
What spell was it?
Erupting earth. You choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupt in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain.
Okay, yeah. And it's a 20-foot radius, you said?
Yes.
I'd say if you positioned it just right, you'd be able to get all of them. And since they're mostly corpses, we're going to say they all fail.
20 points of damage to all those things.
As like
Pulling to me.
chunk of earth just erupts from the ground and shatters the table, splintering it and sending it in a dozen directions, doing damage to all of these poised kind of like almost like puppets or dolls, these weird flesh corpse stitched together situation. And it scatters them all. None of them seem to be poised in any particular position. They all seem to just kind of clatter to the ground in various directions. None of them move. They all just kind of flail about and land where they land. And obviously breaking the tea time poise that they were posted in and shattering the table and many tea sets along the way. As you do this, you hear a loud sobbing coming from the door across the room.
Oh, Logus, you made her
Uh,
cry.
Logus is gonna shout out again. I said we're not interested in any more games. Show yourself and be done with this.
Just the sound of running water suddenly, only for a few moments. A light squeak of perhaps the faucet turning, and then nothing.
Oh, to hell with this. Gladiator, go in there and check it out.
Fine. So he's gonna walk around the table, trying to give the bodies as much of a wide berth as he can, and peek inside that swinging door.
Okay, I'll give you the basics no matter what, but go ahead and give me a perception check.
13.
With a 13, you peek in the door, and it is indeed a kitchen. The tile floors kind of stretch the whole way of the room. There's some cabinets and countertops. They look to be in disrepair. Some of the cabinets don't quite sit flush. There's a hole in a few here or there. The countertops seem to be filled with debris rather than food, scraps of leather, a bone here or there. But across the room, with a back turned to you, there is what appears to be a halfling-sized woman. She's standing on a stool, and she is hoovering over what appears to be a couple of sinks, and she is scrubbing vigorously and seems to pay you no mind as you kind of peeking in the doorway, and she is across the room. She does not seem to acknowledge your presence at the very least.
Hello? You called us here? I'm assuming you wanted to, or possibly kill us. Um, what's up?
She perks up for a moment and then turns around to meet your gaze. And you see, as she kind of steps forward, she looks very, vampiric. She's very pale. This is not the Nayla that you encountered before. She is not only her complexion very pale, she looks upset. She's got teary, water filled eyes and a frown, but her frown is much too large. Her mouth seems to be accentuated greatly, like it is several times too big for her face. And with teary eyes, she kind of looks at you. I invite you to my home, and you destroy my dolls, you burn my toys, and I can't. She looks distraught for a moment as she kind of looks off into the nothing. I can't feel him. I can't hear him. What have you done to my brother? And as she steps forward, Gladier, you realize this halfling is not walking on two legs. What first is two is then four, and then 6, 8, 12. It would appear that the entire lower portion of Nayla, in this more bestial vampiric form, she no longer seems to carry legs, but rather a dozen pseudopods as she slowly writhes forward to you. She says, I can't feel him. I can't hear him. What have you done? You've done something. The worshippers of Pelor, they're no good here. She slowly begins approaching you.
Uh, you know, we were just talking to Baracus earlier. He went down to take a nap. We were yeah, I got nothing. What the hell is going on with your legs?
What he means to say is, we got a call about some pests, and we were sent out from an extermination company. So, well, we found this thing in the other room, and it's not supposed to be in this world. So, we removed it. I think it might have happened to have been your brother, though. And he just kind of shrugs.
She screams. A scream so visceral it seems to echo not only off the walls, but through your minds as well. Liars, she says, and as she does so, she points to Gladier standing in the doorway. Kill him. And as she says this, the flesh golems in the room begin to come to life, slowly, ricketily standing. The one that Logris had bashed his head off his shoulders, it snaps back to its correct place, and the head even inflates from the inside, fixing the damage done by the blows from the mace. And as these creatures creak and groan to their feet, I think that's probably a good spot to put a bookmark in our story there, fellas.
Oh boy, they're all gonna come after me.
That's a good thing we sent you.
It's funny when you're like, there's maybe a perception check, and then you send Gladier instead of Logos. I love it. It makes me happy.
Well, in my head, I'm thinking if something hits him, I mean, he's beefy. He can take it a little bit more than any of us could.
But he takes a good hit, and you're like, what's hitting you? He's like, oh, I don't know.
So many legs.
Oh man, it's good to be back, gentlemen.
I'm gonna drop one more pick in the feed just so I know where everything's positioned later. So
It is quite nice to be back.
You
Missed it
Worked too
dearly.
long.
Had a fucking month off, man. That was, I mean, we squeezed in a one shot. I think we had a full week off. I was out for an extra week. It has been sorely missed.
I think it's been 3 weeks for me since I played with. Man, life's been crazy, and the baby's almost here. She's 32 weeks today.
damn.
So
Yeah.
we got maybe 5-6 more weeks before they're gonna schedule her. So I'll for sure let y'all know when I know the date. Let y'all know, so we'll see what day it is, and we can work around it.
Is this number 3?
This is number 4, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Shit.
I'm Mexican, bro. We're like bunnies down here.
oh, well, that's pretty awesome. Dude.
Oh, when I met her, when I met her, like we were joking around, and she joking. I thought she was playing around. She said she wanted 7 kids. We're over halfway there
Holy
now.
fuck, man. Well on your way.
Trying to make the 7 doors over here.
Hopefully you get a couple boys in there, huh? You're gonna have 1 boy and 6 girls, bro. You're gonna go gray early doing that.
Dude, I'm 1 boy and 3 girls now, so I'm already feeling it. Stress.
Dude, I got fucking 1 girl and I'm already going gray. It's crazy.
There's something else. Like having a daughter is just like, I don't know. It's like purest kind of love, I think, from a child's perspective, because the boy is mostly about his mother, but man, those girls, they just make you feel so something else, man. It's crazy. It's
Very
awesome
true.
but very stressful.
Yeah, it's beautiful chaos.
Beautiful chaos, dude.
Girls are easy in the beginning, and then they become teenagers, and then you have to deal with booty shorts, and then you'd rather
No,
have
those
them
are
both
banned already.
in your
Hopefully by
house.
that time. Hopefully by that time in the future, there's booty. We're like moved on to like outfits,
Cyber
like
booty
full
shorts.
chrome outfits. I don't gotta worry
Oh
about
no,
that.
it's just getting smaller.
Right. We're just gonna be a
They're going to be
nude
walking out
society
in
by that point.
underwear, especially down there in Texas. It's going to be too damn hot for clothes.
Oh yeah, dude. We're always in underwear down here. We're starting to get into the high 90s, and I don't even wear clothes half the day.
Well,
I play our highest 65.
yeah, same. It's like a low 60s, and I'm like sweating it out. Like, why is it so fucking hot here?
Hey, y'all are crazy.
Seriously.
60s is amazing to me. But on the flip side, if it drops below 60, like in the 50s, I'm fucking wearing a sweater.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember like when I first transitioned from Idaho to Florida in high school. Like I went to Florida in like winter, so like it's like fucking I don't know 50, 60 degrees, and people are like wearing hoodies and like zip ups and stuff, and I'm going to school in like shorts and flip flops, and everybody's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like like 40 degrees is not cold. Why are you guys I I had one kid at my school see frost on the grass and be like, "Oh, cool! I've never seen snow before." I don't know. It's kind of funny.
No.
It snowed. I don't know if y'all saw it snowed here in Texas. I think maybe like 2-3 years ago, our state fell apart. Like
I heard
our
they shut
grid
the whole
like
state
shut
down.
down. There was like rolling blackouts and shit. It was like 18 degrees, like 20 degrees or something like that, and our state fell apart. That was all for like
They're not functioning.
because we literally couldn't drive in the ice in the snow. It
I
was
remember
amazing.
watching that unfold. It was pretty comical because wasn't it only like a couple inches of snow, but you guys are just woefully unprepared for something like that.
Oh, dude, the snow was like you could like still touch the grass underneath the snow, and that was enough. And it was amazing for us. It was like a winter wonderland because, I mean, that was like maybe the second time I've seen snow outside of like seeing it on a mountaintop in California. So my kids had never seen it, and it was just like mind blowing for us, which is like crazy to think about because y'all deal with it like on the regular up there.
Daily, man.
I had
Yeah,
a
I'm in a place.
coworker
Go ahead.
whose brother moved from Minnesota to Georgia, and Atlanta got like maybe a half-inch of snow, which for us is nothing. You don't even slow down for it. And meanwhile, he's getting pulled over by a cop because the roads are dangerous and needs to turn around and go home. All the stores are closed.
Jeez.
Y'all have, it's literally like a weather crisis if it drops below 20 down here. Like we are just not built for that at all.
Oh, I get it. Arizona was the same way. I never saw snow in Phoenix.
Yeah, but let me see how y'all handle 110-degree weather. That's how we do it every summer.
117 degrees, and I would walk 3 miles to the mall.
All right, never mind. You win. Fuck all that.
Yeah, I'm not going outside. If it's over 80 degrees, I'm not going to work, bro. Fuck that.
Dude, like in the summer, it's crazy, man. Because like every summer, like y'all really don't hear about it, but since I'm in the post office, they make announcements and stuff. Almost every summer, there's a couple deaths in the southern part of the country because of just heat stroke and heat exhaustion and just all kinds of shit, dude. Like it's literally like you have to be prepared to deal with this, man. Like this heat down here in the summer.
The news would talk about it. I think Phoenix one year we had like 17 deaths over the course of a summer from homeless people. And it's just, you get used to it no matter where you go. Like I lived from the time I was 7 till 22 in Phoenix, so I got used to the heat. Then I moved to Minnesota, and first time it got below 50, I'm like, I don't know about this anymore. now I can survive that, but it hits 80, and I'm going, you know what? It's a bit hot.
It's like the opposite
Yeah, if
in,
it was
in like North Dakota. Like there was people like when that oil boom happened, and there was like a bunch of people running up to North Dakota for oil money and shit. I jumped on the bandwagon and went that way myself. The winters were so cold and like it was the weirdest situation ever. Like people were dying from like freezing to death in their vehicles because they had nowhere to live. Not because like they were, I guess, like I don't know. It happened to me too. Like I was basically homeless for like 2 months, but I had an incredible job. But there was just
Yeah,
like
they
they
ran
didn't
out of
have.
housing.
Yeah, they ran out of
Way too
housing.
many
You know.
interests.
Yeah, and it was crazy. But people were dying from the opposite. Like it was so fucking cold in North Dakota. One time I walked outside with a cup of coffee and it fucking exploded in my hand because of how cold the outside was versus how warm the coffee was. Like just like two
Yep.
steps outside and the porcelain coffee mug just exploded.
God.
I remember
Yeah,
like a couple of years ago in the heat of like when people were like worried about global warming or something. There was I read an article about a school up in New Jersey that had to send its students home because it got too hot and they didn't have like air conditioners or shit in their school and it was like 90 degrees.
Oh yeah, I mean we
And,
got window units, and that's it.
and I was like, what? 90 degrees? That's like daily, like right now, like today it was like 88, 89 degrees with fucking, I think like 60 something percent humidity. Dude, like you walk out and just feel fucking sticky. It's gross down here right now.
Do y'all have love bugs in Texas as bad as they got them in Florida? Because those things are fucking
I
annoying.
don't even know what the hell a love bug is.
They
You probably
fucking
call it something
Oh
different.
my god, they're fucking annoying, bro.
It's kind of, yeah, like you would know. They're basically bugs that when they hit mating season, they link like the tips of their tails, or like I guess what would be their thorax. But they just fuck all over the place. They fly around while they're fucking. They land on everything. They land on you like while you're walking. They cover the fucking earth down there for like a good, what, 3-4 weeks?
yeah.
Just fucking on everything.
Must be
I
nice.
don't know. I don't, I don't think I've ever said like
Honeymoon fly or double-headed bug is what they're also known as.
Yeah,
But it's
whatever.
mostly golf. What
I
like
can't really
and
say. No, I don't think I've ever seen it. I mean, what comes to mind is a dragonfly because I always see those things fucking.
are
But
you
I don't know if
close
that.
to the Gulf, or are you further in state?
I'm like, well, I'm in San Antonio, so that would probably be middle
You might just
ish.
be too far away from where they would be.
We have a lot of cicadas out here, like a fuck ton of cicadas.
I mean,
I don't
freaking
know.
Texas is so big; it's its own country.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty. You can literally drive for 10 hours and still be in Texas. Like the hardest part of traveling is getting out of Texas.
Yep. So is Florida. You live in the South by Miami.
I mean, what other part of Florida would you even bother going to?
Yeah, I liked Florida for a little bit, but I don't know. It's I like my seasons too much. Florida has 2 seasons, hot and hotter, and I'm out on that.
Yeah.
Amen to that, man. I did my time down there, 5 years, and I was good. There was some cool shit down there, but Florida as a whole is not the place for me. So instead, I moved to the opposite end of the country, and I'm much happier up here.
Yeah, you went to the very tipping point of the country, dude. That's Maine, right? You're in Maine.
Yeah, yeah. And when I go visit like Katrina's family, they live like 10, 15 minutes from the border of Canada. So I married into Canadians, basically.
Nice. Gotta love that maple syrup. All right, fellas, I'm
I
gonna
got it.
take off. I gotta get out of here, but let's keep in touch, and we'll do this crazy thing again soon. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Looking forward to next week already.
Good guys. Good to get together again.
Hey, and hey, fuck Baracus. That's
Hell
one
yeah.
down.
One
Here we
down.
go.
Is that a
Stupid.
leveling up event, Sean?
It probably would have been, but you're so close. You're on the cusp. I gotta get one more combat out of you guys, out of you freaking demigods, before you get any more power ups.
No, that seems reasonable.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. You guys have a good one.
It's not
All right,
guys.
see you later.
Later.
Hi, y'all.